Let's try PC mode, obviously. Plug this in. Let's hit the home button. Oh, wait. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
C-E-O. C-E-O. Come on.
Once was outside and now we worldwide.
C-E-O. Come on.
Once told to hide, but you can't deny it.
C-E-O. Come on.
The dream took some time, but now we on the rise.
C-E-O. Come on.
If we unify, the squad will never die.
Hey guys, welcome back. This is Bailey here with my good friend RJ. How are you?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
This is an FGC friend of mine. He goes to events. He works for Panda Global. We have the Valve Steam Deck. He has the Valve Steam Deck. I actually put in my order. It took like an hour to get through because of obviously everybody trying to buy one. He was very fortunate to get one. I ended up getting the Q2, which is between April to June. I'll be able to order it, so I'm looking forward to it. But the other day, I went over to Tampa to do an online tournament, and you got to let me play with it. So I wanted to give you my initial thoughts. He's actually put together a long thread about the biggest question is, can FGC tournaments run on a Steam Deck alone? Easy answer, I don't think so, not anytime soon until maybe the Steam Deck 2 comes out or there's more ports and make it easy of use just like a console. Just want to break it down for you, my initial feels on it. I'm actually still looking very forward to getting one just as a gamer myself to mess around with. It's obviously been already picked apart with Linux for emulation stuff, but we're not going to dive into emulation because that's bad. But to kind of go over it, the Steam Deck itself, let's do a quick couple comparisons. Obviously it's a big beast. There's the Steam Deck. Right now you got Street Fighter V on there. And again, with 512, that'll hold enough, maybe like 10 fighting games, most average between 20 to 40 gigs in space. But if you're getting to like Call of Duty and the bigger games, that's like 100 right there. The beauty of this thing is it's portable. It's playing all your latest PC games at, I believe, 720p, or they have like their own custom frame. It looks beautiful just on first impressions, but give you a couple of comparisons. Steam Deck, Nintendo Switch OLED right there. I have here the Red Magic 7. Look for that in a future review. This is an Android phone, gaming phone specifically, with a built-in fan on the back with 18 gigs of RAM, and this plays up to pretty much like PS2 and GameCube stuff on it. So that's that with an attachable controller. Then I've got my iPhone 13 Pro Max right here. This has a what's called the Backbone controller, which is really cool. I can literally hit, for example, right here, hit the button and it takes me to all my Xbox Game Pass games. There we go, so all my games and everything. So, lots of ways to already play a lot of these games, especially console, on your, remote playing stuff. And then one more, why don't we add this in? Got a PS Vita here for you. Again, I'm a huge collector of portable things. So the Steam Deck's the biggest one. You've seen all the size comparisons already. But in terms of this as a portable device, like your initial thoughts, are you playing this every day at home?
I am actually.
Yeah, now how's the battery life for you? Has it been pretty easy or not really?
Depending on what title you're playing, like if it's something like an older fighting game that's not too battery intensive, then you can get maybe 3 or 4 hours out of it. But if you are playing more of like the 3D games like Tekken, maybe even Street Fighter V, you do kind of go to like maybe the 2-hour range.
Right now, this is basically a rundown of everything on here, all the buttons, what's, you're going to be holding up. Here's the official case that does come with, I believe it comes with all 3 packages of it. So basically the Steam Deck, if you're not aware, it runs a Linux-based system, and it's just basically a way to play your Steam games. It does come with a Linux desktop mode. I know I've seen some videos, they've been putting Windows on it, but not running the best, obviously, because drivers are a big issue. But in terms of if you want to play your Steam library, a lot of games are getting better every day to be playable on it. So, all right, and now I'll kind of show you everything. You got the 2 volume buttons right here. You've got your headphone jack. You've got 1 USB-C port, so if you're going to be adding multiple controllers, you're trying to play with your buddies, you're going to need a dongle or a USB-C adapter to have everything. Then you've got your power button right here. And then your triggers. This is actually an analog trigger, so it does do pressure for you, so if you're doing racing games or shooting games. And then on the back, it has 4 more custom buttons. Now these, me playing it, they're a little stiff, right? Have you used them for anything? Have you had to actually use them?
Only for games that require like a keyboard input. Like I'll trigger one to bring the keyboard up, or like even use the trackpads as a mouse, because by default they're just set as joysticks. So there will be some games like maybe like Dota 2 where you might want that keyboard experience where you need these buttons for.
Awesome. So yeah, so they're great. They're stiff. You can't accidentally like press them when you're holding it. And then on the bottom, all you have is an micro SD card slot, so you can add pretty much. What do you have in here? What is this?
Another 512.
So 5, yeah. So you have 1 terabyte in this bad boy. I'll run through how this actually feels in my hand. But you got your 4 buttons here, the shoulder buttons. You got your menu button here. This is usually capture options on other ones. And then what's cool about these, to me, on first feel, these analog sticks are great. And I'm actually feeling a haptic response. Everything on this thing's pretty much haptic. So you're feeling like I'm feeling a vibration here. Here's the D-pad. I have a few mixed feelings on this, but I'll go over a game, show you guys. And then you've got these, which are basically like your mouse pad and like a clicker, as if you're using a mouse left, right, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, so, and then Steam button, obviously this will take you to everything you need, your home, your library. Right now, you can probably hear the vibrating. So that's actually not a problem with the Steam Deck, that's just haptic feedback coming back, but everything here is through Steam OS. It's a custom build, but with Steam, they really thought this through. It's not half-assed. It's getting all the games to be compatible with it, so players can enjoy every game that they want to. Got two more buttons here. Steam again goes back to that. This one right here on the right does actual quick settings, so that's pretty cool. Your Steam haptics, you can turn that off, airplane mode, all that. So one thing to think about is how many Bluetooth devices can a thing like this have? Because obviously, if you go to a PlayStation console tournament and people forget to turn off their controller, you're going into the Sony settings, PlayStation settings, and you see like 50 Bluetooth devices connected. So that's something we're going to try to test with a couple other controllers. But now, in terms of actual feeling, I'm a big guy. I'm 6'2", a lot of weight, and it feels amazing to hold. It's not heavy in my hands. I do work out, so that might have a little bit of help. But I was playing it, and you kind of want to rest your hands on something, especially for smaller hands and stuff. But have you gotten tired like holding it up, or are you just like, this is annoying, or how does it feel?
No, surprisingly, it's felt really good. I've just had to adjust my grip a couple times. I'll even play it in bed, just laying down.
So, I mean, like this, me holding this right now, and then going back to my Switch to hold it, it doesn't feel that much heavier just the way it's designed. So, one thing I did notice when I was playing for a little bit, it does get extremely hot back on the back center. So, you're never holding your hands there, so you're not going to feel it. But right now it does feel warmer. When you're holding it off to the sides, guys, you've got nothing to worry about, honestly. So again, they did a good job. They thought about this. Every button's here. I can hit the other four resting my hand on it. Like you can see right here, it's perfectly rested. So my two fingers are on these buttons right here. My pinky's kind of weighting down, and then you got your triggers. So in terms of build quality, this thing's awesome. If you want something on the go, or you have a family that's taking over the TV, or your gaming rig is editing a video, pick this up, jump right into games. So pretty cool. Now let me kind of open up NBA 2K. This is a game I think actually is a great showcase to any sports games on how the controls work. You're only buying this to play games on the go. You're not buying this, and you can actually USB-C out and run this as if it's a full-size PC, but I don't think you're going to be seeing heavy-duty video editing or anything like that. So this game actually looks really, really good on here. So I am all-time Bulls. Who plays this camera angle?
2K League does.
I know. Oh, do they really in the official? I didn't know that. No, I would always do the sides, so. Oh my god, Pistons are bodying me just like the early 90s. Until Jordan got pissed and started destroying everybody. But as you can see, it's running without a hitch. So your sports games you'll be able to play until the next one comes out. Then you'll never play that older one again. It's worth $10, not even 10 cents at GameStop. So the thumbsticks are really good, and they do click in if you do need to click them in and stuff. So that's pretty much a good example of this game itself. So let's go, and then close-ups of it. It looks great. Like I would actually play this full-fledged game on the Steam Deck. Now again, if you're in front of your computer, you want to play on a bigger screen, but this is pretty good to take along. Now my only concern is any game that requires online if you're on a plane. So definitely think about that before you're diving into a game. But let's exit that. Let's hit Steam, and then you can literally go exit game. So just take that off. Now I'm going to show you a fighting game with the D-pad and everything. I know that is a concern for some people. Let's go with my character, Ryu, versus Ken. So all you YouTubers see this and think those are the only characters in the game per usual. And obviously all these games are pretty much built with controls in mind already set. But if I were to hit this, quick settings right here. So quick settings right there. So, stream haptics, game rumble, rearrange controller order. Oh, so I guess for switching between first player, second player. Let's see. So if I wanted to change my controls, can you do that in here, or do you just do it in game, right?
Just do it in game.
So yeah. So can you custom, kind of like PS5 and Xbox have now? Can you customize what the buttons do? Yep. Oh, cool.
Custom
so controller settings. This is a touchscreen, of course. So very cool. All right. So you can edit it, gyro behavior, obviously for motion games and stuff. So all right. So cool. So they thought of all that. It's not just jump in and you're stuck to what only the game does. So very cool. But backing out, game runs fine. the D-pad, like I was saying, here's the D-pad right here. Let me try and throw a fireball. So it's a real world case. Here's my Fierce Punch. Oh, that's a quick button activation. Okay, so punch, DP, 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 DP. Oh, no DP. All right, and then analog, and then double fireball. Double fireball! Alright, so we're not going to use the thumbstick for that. There you go. So that was the D-pad. So the D-pad at first kind of feels like a little plasticky. It is a little bit glossy, so it feels like you're going to fly off. But definitely a lot bigger. Actually, these don't have, my bad. Switch doesn't have a D-pad anymore. But on first use, would I trust my tournament life on this? Probably not from a D-pad standpoint. But it gets the job done, to be honest with you. So now let's try a combo. See, that should be able to cancel Noah's super, but yeah, so D-pad, again, not the best for fighting games, but that's with all portable devices, so it's nothing with Steam can fix, to be honest with you. That's why the PlayStation pad over the years has always been considered the best, but that is a full-size D-pad. Just to kind of show you, here's a PS5 controller, here's the PS4. So comparing the D-pads, the PS4 one is definitely a lot bigger, so it can definitely do way better fireball motions, and they're obviously separated buttons, so you feel that. And then you got the PS5 one, which also is bigger. So yeah. So Steam Deck itself, if you're gonna play heavy fighting games on this, you're probably gonna plug in your own controller or your stick. And obviously this is USB-C until the next generation of flight sticks and controllers come out. I believe you won't be able to like really put anything unless you have an adapter. But those are like $5-10 and you get a USB-C to A to do. So yeah, D-pad, not the best, but it works. And again, you know, you have these buttons that are kind of like going off to the side, as you can see. Honestly, not a problem. So definitely hit everything. You know, you've got your V-skill right there with both buttons. So everything's right there for you to touch. So initial feeling, this honestly feels amazing to hold in your hands. You know, let's go back to his library. Let's see what kind of taste RJ has. No, all fighting games, so you're a fighting game fan. Right now I'm trying to load up Guilty Gear Strive, but yeah, so that's pretty much my up close on the Steam Deck itself. We are now going to mess around and include some us plugging in a lot of crap to see how it runs on a bigger screen. I'm going to hook it up to a monitor so you guys can check everything out and judge for yourself. All right, so now we have our monitor, we have our USB-C dongle. We're going to literally just plug in HDMI first. This is probably what you would do. Obviously, the Steam itself doesn't come with a dock. I believe it's coming at a later date, which will be including USB-C and everything else. But showcase, so boom. It's already on the main screen, but instantly it turns it off here down on the lower screen. So next, my first controller, right? So we're gonna plug it in. Let's see if anything just automatically, my PlayStation light on the stick has lit up. I will hit, oh, okay, so that's one. So basically kind of a shortcut of a PC itself. So output device, external device.
Yep.
Perfect. All right, so that was a good find. Audio settings through the Steam Deck itself. So hitting the Steam button instantly is going to bring up all this stuff. So I have a let's go to 2-player mode. But so my stick is in. I believe buttons are going to be defaulted, and then you probably just set them within the game itself. So let's try the next step. So I have another stick right here. My Obsidian stick, let's put it on, let's try PC mode, obviously. Plug this in. See if anything lights up. Let's hit the home button. Oh, wait. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, so it's probably just changed things around. So can you move?
No.
Okay, Steam controller's back to, okay.
It might be taking up too much power.
Yeah, this actually might be a power issue, so you might need a plugged-in USB-C. So what's happening here is we've got the Steam Deck and the USB-C. It's a non-powered one, so it's taking up, you know, it would use your PC or your MacBook or whatever to power, but it's not getting enough power to go from the Steam Deck to the monitor, plus the two sticks. So it's actually switching between both screens. So let's try another USB-C. All right, so HDMI here. Let's go back to this one. Plug that in, see what happens. Does this have two USB-As? Perfect. Obviously, it could be the docks we're using, but you're not going to know that until everyone tests out 1,000 different docks. This is a powered one, so you would think it would work, so... Try one more time. Oh, I heard sound switch out. Again, this isn't to be flashy. This isn't a video review of the Steam Deck. This is to show you guys, does it work for fighting games offline with multiple players? And as of right now, it's a bit of a challenge. I'm sure they'll figure it out. But right now, we are on a powered USB-C hub with a couple USBs and stuff. So game's coming back on. So far, so good. But on that initial, if you have that incident where you're going to reset the Steam Deck or whatever, that's already a red flag. Okay, so PlayStation button on the stick will actually bring up your full Steam mode. Quick settings, though, does not come up with any of these buttons. So I'm player 1 now, so that's accurate. Player 2 is the Steam Deck.
Yep.
Can you do anything?
Still
No.
nothing.
So let's try PS3. So the controller completely disappears when you change this Obsidian over to PS3 mode.
Nothing on PC.
And now Obsidian is one of the most used fight sticks, so if this stick isn't working, a lot of other ones are gonna have issues as well. But we're gonna try a different game. Let's try Street Fighter V. So we're back in. You might not be able to hear, but listen to this fan noise. The back is actually not super hot. It's just a little warm, but nothing concerning. All right, so I'm back on my Victrix stick, playing everything. We're gonna boot up Street Fighter V, see what happens. It's still got black bars everywhere. So it's not outputting, and I don't know if that's a Steam setting or what that is, but that is something obviously to worry about. But you know, in terms of the UI, everything for their first go at this thing, and I'm sure the software will be continually updated. I think Valve did an incredible job, so that's awesome on them. So he's got to reset his buttons, as you can see.
This one's not working at all.
So R1's not working, light kick, medium kick's not working, heavy kick's not working. All right, let's rearrange and see what happens when I go to your player 2 controller. So it could be that, maybe 2 Victrixes work. I do have another Victrix downstairs, thank you Victrix. So it could just be a Quamba issue, honestly. Maybe driver settings that need to be added per controller through the Steam Deck mode or something. But again, resolution not filling up the screen's weird. We'll play a game, see if there's any chugs. We're getting so close, honestly. I want this to work. I think it's a great idea to be able to take this and have it as a, play it on your own, but then, plug it in and play bigger screens and stuff with your buddies. But again, the resolution not filling up the screen, some controllers having issues plugging in. It's PC driver issues all over again, so. Oh, there's a frame drop. I saw it. I think it's a great device. It's it feels great in the hand. They did a great job, especially for the size, the form factor, the screens and everything. Would I buy it? Yes. Would I buy it with intent to run tournaments on it? No. So if you can get your hands on this, I think the orders are going to start coming out later this year. By then, all the games that you want to work are going to be working on this. But to be able to play a lot of the latest PC games is an amazing feeling with a device like this. And after all that, we put it through this again. It gets really hot on the back, but where your hands are actually going to rest, you don't feel any of that heat. So great design, having everything there. The fans kind of lower now, but and then it's asking me to start. So there you have it, guys. Steam Deck. Thank you, RJ, so much, man. His links will be below, where you can follow him on Twitter and social media as well, and check out some of his videos. But there you have it.
CEO, come on.
Once was outside and now we worldwide.
CEO, come on.
Once told to hide, but you can't deny it.